Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so we're just getting started on the back here. We picked sine of 40 equals x over 17, and now we notice this cancels, so we got x is equal to 19 times the sine of 40. Okay, so 19 times 40 sine, enter. Okay, and if the hypotenuse is 19, that's a little smaller, that's looking good. Reference angle, so this is opposite. This would be adjacent because this is hypotenuse. Okay. So I have opposite and adjacent, that's our tangent again, right? Tangent of 38. There's opposite over adjacent. So tangent of 38 is 20 over x. We need the cruise swap. We're gonna swap spots. So let's type this in, 20 divided by 38 tan, enter, 25.6. Now, does that make sense? Yeah, that leg is a little longer than that leg. All right, so reference angle is 16. This would be opposite. This is hypotenuse. This is adjacent, so I need the function that doesn't need adjacent. So that would be sine. Sine of 16 is opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of 16 is x over 18. The swap won't help me. So this time I'm going to multiply both sides by 18. And let the calculator do its job. 18 times 16 sine, enter, 4.96, so that would round up to 5.0. All right, here's our reference angle. So this is opposite, this is hypotenuse. So I'm gonna need sine. Sine of 22 is opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of 22 is x, and the hypotenuse is labeled with a 34. Now swapping won't help me, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 34. And solve this. 34 times 22 sine, enter, 12.7. So here's my reference angle. This would be opposite. This is adjacent, and then my hypotenuse is labeled x. So I need a trig function that has adjacent and hypotenuse in it. That should be cosine. So cosine of 63 is actually adjacent over hypotenuse. So cosine of 63 would be, the adjacent is labeled 23, the hypotenuse x. Ooh. So that little swap would help me here. These could switch spaces. So if it's down here now, the cosine is 63 and the adjacent side is still 23. So now I just have to put that in my calculator. 23 divided by 63 cosine, enter, 50.7. Cool. Okay, so start back up at the top here. I've got my reference angle, opposite, adjacent. So that's tangent. The swap won't make this look any easier, so I'm going to have to multiply both sides by 10. And that would cancel, leaving x by itself on one side. So we get x is equal to 10 times the tangent of 31. I got 6. So if this is 74, this one would be opposite. This is the longest side, hypotenuse. This would leave this as the adjacent. So I don't have the opposite side, just adjacent hypotenuse. So that is the trig function cosine. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So I get 19 over x. And hopefully you're thinking, ooh, the swap will help me here. I'm going to swap spots. And good to go. So 19 divided by 74 cosine, enter. 68.9. 14. This is my angle, right? That's opposite. This is my hypotenuse, opposite the right angle, and adjacent I don't need. So that should be sine function. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the sine of 40 is x over 20. The swap won't help me now. So because x is being divided by 20, I'm going to multiply by 20 on both sides so that it cancels and I have x by itself on the right. On the left, I have my answer, 20 times the sine of 40. But I can turn that answer into a value. So let's do that. 20 times 40, sine, enter, 12.9. Okay, 2 more. Hopefully you're getting better and better each time. So here's my opposite. This would be hypotenuse. This is adjacent. So yeah, if I don't have the adjacent, I need the sine function because the sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the sine of 43 would be opposite is labeled x, hypotenuse 22. The swap's not going to help me here. So since x is being divided by 22, I'm going to multiply by 22 on both sides. So my answer would be 22 times the sine of 43. Has to equal x. $15.0. All right, last one. Here's my angle, opposite. This looks like my hypotenuse, right? Adjacent. I'm not going to use that adjacent side, so I need sine again. Sine of 37 is opposite over hypotenuse. Sine of 37 would be 37. Oh, that's weird. That's the same number, 37. So that's 37 degrees, and that's 37 length. And the hypotenuse is x. So we're going to swap spots here, right? So I get 37 over the sine of 37. And those are not, that's not 1. That's not the same value. Those are different values. The sine of 37 is a decimal. So 37 divided by the sine of 37 is 61.5. Thanks so much for joining us. See you next time.